Rest assured, 2012 is the year to execute. 2012 is the year to execute the plan. We will reduce crime. We will reduce murder. It's not a question of if we can. We can. And don't you believe it? I do. I believe in you. And I believe you can make it happen. So that's the call to do, is to make New Orleans the safest city in America. To not equivocate, to not say, well, maybe, but to do it. So tonight, we celebrate and recognize the work that you're doing to start that path. And I appreciate it, and I thank each and every one of you, and thank everyone for being here tonight.
In August of 2010, Detective Perez and Bags Back started a lengthy investigation into criminal activity gang operating in the 1st District, known as the D Block. Commanders Norton and Goodley supervised the probe. Investigators worked with ADAs, Pikes, and E-Bar in developing substantial evidence that members of the D Block gang were running a criminal enterprise, dealing in illegal drugs and firearms and violating Louisiana's Criminal Racketeering Act. In December of 2010, the findings of the investigation were presented to a grand jury, and 11 members of the D Block gang were found guilty of the State Criminal Racketeering Act. Congratulations, Commander Robert Norton, Commander Christopher Goodley, Detective Chad Perez, Detective Joseph Quaggaspack, Assistant District Attorney Brian Keyhart, and Assistant District Attorney David Pikes. Receiving the Medal of Commendation is Officer Dean Herrick. In the same case, Officer Herrick was riding with Officer Hilliard that night and confronted the same gunman. Officer Herrick is being recognized for his quick thinking, working. Officer Hilliard to come up with the most accurate description of the suspect is one of the reasons the gunman was apprehended the next day. Please, a round of applause for Officer Dean. In June of 2008, Officer Hartman pulled over a vehicle with a traffic violation. 4 men exited the vehicle. A gun fell from the waistband of the driver. That driver quickly reached for a second gun that was in the car. Officer Hartman demanded the suspect show his hands, but the suspect refused. The suspect then opened fire on the officer. Officer Hartman returned fire, striking the suspect in the shoulder and the upper arm. The suspect tried to run but collapsed and was taken into custody. Another suspect was also apprehended. Officers recovered both guns at the scene, as well as a large amount of marijuana in the car. Ladies and gentlemen, Officer Darren. This honor is awarded for courage, devotion to duty without regard to one's own personal safety, and sustaining serious injury in the line of duty. You recall Officer Hankton was stabbed repeatedly by a prisoner she was guarding at University Hospital in November of 2009. That prisoner had been arrested for viciously stabbing a police canine dog, as well as armed robbery and aggravated burglary. He was seriously injured when trying to escape. Officer James ordered the gunman to drop his weapon, and when he didn't comply, the officer ripped the gun from his hands, took him into custody. No one was injured. Please, Detective. At one point, the suspect turned toward them, pulled out a gun, and aimed it at Officer Monteleone. Officer Monteleone fired at the suspect, not wounding him. He stumbled in the process and dropped his gun, but he soon retrieved it and continued to run from the officers. The officers radioed back up, and the area was soon surrounded. He did apprehend the suspect that day. The next day, he went back to the scene, found the gun under the house where the suspect had stashed it the day before. Ladies and gentlemen, Officers Athena Monteleone and Kelly Burrell.
The men and women that are here tonight did heroic things. These are guys that we really respect for their duty, for their courage. The new NOPD is really working hard. They're on it, you know, in a very, very aggressive way. We're really thankful that the numbers look good now, but again, we're in it for the long haul. We have a lot more work to get done, and we're not going to rest until we get it absolutely right.